For nearly 5,000 years, one story has gone unchallenged, a story carved into textbooks, repeated in classrooms, and accepted without question. They say a single ruler, Khufu, built the greatest monument on earth as his tomb. Thousands of workers, simple tools, and just 20 years to complete something we still struggle to explain today. But what if that story isn't just incomplete? What if it's wrong? Because the deeper you look, the more the official story begins to fall apart. No clear records, no detailed construction logs, no undeniable proof that Khufu built the Great Pyramid. Strange, for a civilization that documented almost everything. And if it was truly a tomb, then where is the body? No treasure, no inscriptions, no remains. Nothing. That alone raises a dangerous question. Was it ever meant to be a tomb at all? Then comes the precision. So perfect, it challenges modern engineering itself. Massive stones, some weighing over 80 tons, cut and placed with impossible accuracy. Even today, replicating these cuts pushes our technology to its limits. So how did an ancient civilization with copper tools achieve something we still can't fully explain? And that's where the real mystery begins. Because maybe they didn't build it alone. For centuries, the Great Pyramid was believed to be fully explored, every chamber mapped, every passage understood, or so we were told. But hidden deep within its core lie narrow shafts so tight no human could ever pass through them. In the 1990s, a German engineer, Rudolf Gantenbrink, sent a robotic camera into one of these forbidden passages. What that small machine discovered would shock the world and change everything we thought we knew. At the end of the shaft, there was something impossible, a perfectly sealed limestone door. A door hidden deep inside a structure that was never supposed to have doors at all. But what truly shocked researchers were two small copper handles embedded into the stone. Metal, inside a sealed shaft in a place no one had entered for thousands of years. The world would soon know it as the Gantenbrink door, one of the pyramid's greatest mysteries. Excitement grew. Scientists prepared to explore what lay behind it, but then something unexpected happened. The mission was suddenly shut down, access denied, with no clear explanation given. Years later, another team returned, drilling carefully through the ancient barrier. But what they found behind the first door was even more disturbing. Another sealed door, untouched, as if protecting something even deeper inside. To this day, no one has been allowed to open it, and whatever lies beyond remains hidden. Beyond the hidden chambers lies an even greater mystery, one carved directly into the stones themselves. Massive blocks of limestone and granite, fitted together so perfectly, not even a blade can pass between them. Some of these stones weigh over 80 tons, heavier than modern construction machinery. And yet, they were transported across vast distances, without wheels, without engines, without explanation. Historians claim ropes and wooden sleds were enough, but modern experiments tell a different story. When engineers tried to replicate the process, their tools failed, and progress nearly stopped. Even after hours of effort, the results were rough, inaccurate, nothing like the originals. Inside the pyramid, however, the stone surfaces are smooth, polished, almost machine-like. Engineer Christopher Dunn discovered drill marks that suggest high-speed cutting techniques. Perfect circular holes, spiral patterns, evidence that shouldn't exist in the ancient world. Because tools capable of this level of precision were never supposed to exist in 2500 BC. And then, there's something even more unsettling hidden within the pyramid's dark interior. There are no traces of soot, no smoke marks, no signs of fire anywhere inside. Which raises an impossible question. How did they work in complete darkness? Because if they didn't use fire, then what kind of light did they really have? As the evidence began to challenge everything we thought we knew, resistance didn't just appear, it intensified. At the center of this controversy stands one powerful figure, Zahi Hawass. For decades, he controlled access to Egypt's most important sites, deciding who could dig and who could not. Supporters say he protected Egypt's heritage, but critics claim he controlled the narrative itself. Because when alternative theories began to emerge, they weren't fully investigated. They were often dismissed before they could even be tested. One of the most controversial ideas came from Robert Bauval, a theory that connected the pyramids to the stars. He suggested the three pyramids at Giza mirror the pattern of Orion's belt, not randomly, but with deliberate precision. But here's where it gets strange. The alignment doesn't match the sky during Khufu's reign. It matches a sky far older, around 10,500 BC, a time thousands of years before ancient Egypt was even supposed to exist. If this theory is correct, then the pyramids may not belong to the civilization we've always credited. And then there's the Great Sphinx, another monument that may hold even deeper secrets. Geologist Robert Schoch identified patterns of water erosion carved into its body, not wind, not sand. But heavy rainfall strong enough to cause this kind of erosion hasn't existed in that region for over 10,000 years. Researchers like John Anthony West supported this idea, suggesting the Sphinx may be far older than we've been told. So the real question is no longer what we know, but what we're not being allowed to discover, and why. After everything we've uncovered, one possibility begins to stand out above all others. What if the pyramids weren't built by the Egyptians at all? What if they were inherited from a civilization far older, far more advanced, and now completely forgotten? This idea has been explored by researchers like Graham Hancock, who believes our history is missing entire chapters. According to this theory, an advanced global civilization existed long before recorded history and was lost in a catastrophic event. A disaster so powerful, it erased nearly all evidence, leaving only fragments scattered across the world. One of those fragments may be hidden in plain sight at a site known as Göbekli Tepe, dating back over 11,000 years. This site was built before farming, before cities, before everything we thought came first, which raises a disturbing possibility. Advanced knowledge may have existed long before civilization officially began. Perhaps the builders of the pyramids didn't create this knowledge, they inherited it. Passed down through generations, slowly misunderstood, eventually lost to time, which could explain why ancient Egypt appears suddenly already advanced, already complete, not as a beginning, but as a continuation of something much older. And maybe the Great Pyramid isn't just a monument, but a message left behind from a civilization that knew something we've completely forgotten. So the question is no longer who built the pyramids, but what else has been hidden from us, waiting to be discovered. Even after everything we've explored, one unsettling reality remains. The deeper you dig into the pyramids, the more resistance you encounter. Because some discoveries don't just challenge history, they threaten to rewrite it completely. And when that happens, the line between science and secrecy begins to blur. Over the years, multiple explorations have been delayed, restricted, or quietly shut down without clear answers. Official explanations often mention preservation, safety, or technical limitations, but not everyone is convinced. Because each time something extraordinary is discovered, access seems to tighten, not expand. Take the hidden void discovered in 2017, a massive unknown space inside the pyramid, still unexplored, large enough to rival known chambers, yet with no entrance and no clear explanation. Why hasn't it been opened? Why hasn't it been explored further? Is it caution, or is it control over what we're allowed to discover? Because history isn't just about the past, it's about who controls the story we believe today. And if even a fraction of these mysteries are true, then everything we know about human history could change overnight. Not just who built the pyramids, but what humanity was truly capable of thousands of years ago. And maybe the real truth isn't hidden in the past, but hidden from us in the present. So now it's your turn. Look at the evidence, question everything, and decide for yourself what you believe is the truth.